OK, we're going to move on to Tuesday's Times now. And for any MPs who haven't thought about quitting recently, this might inspire them.
Yeah, so Chris Packham has said don't ban protests outside MPs' homes. So the BBC presenter said he was on the same sheet as Just Stop Oil and that peaceful demonstrations outside the homes of politicians should be preserved despite fears over the safety of politicians. I mean, this is a dangerous thing to say. He's a pillar of the establishment, he's a BBC presenter, and he's saying this at a time when politicians are getting threats to their families, their wives, their children, horrible sexual violent threats. There was arson attacks on the offices of Mike Freer, and he's saying this these left-wing extremists and Just Stop Oil that they should carry on and do it. And he says in their defence of these left-wing extremists, they're motivated by a manifest fear for the health of our future. That motivates everybody. That motivates, all the far-right extremists. They're all worried about the future. It motivates the Taliban.
It really does.
Nobody's there trying to, thinking they're making the world a worse place.
Right. Now, the thing is, Chris Packham did a documentary recently called Is It Time to Break the Law? That was a documentary for Channel 4, and he's talking in that about the idea that maybe when it comes to the environment, because he's a believer that Armageddon is round the corner, that maybe we should just relax the laws or just break them. Don't worry about them. This is pretty dodgy stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's when you think your cause is the just cause, suddenly these things become acceptable. As you say, intimidating children is wrong. Yeah. Also he says, just says some stupid thing. What Just Stop Oil want is on their T-shirt, and that T-shirt is made by a small child in China.
Yeah.
I'm worried about you, Josh, because you're meant to be on the left, and you come on here and you criticise left-wing people an awful lot.
Because someone's got to do it, and someone's got to do it from the left, and that's why we got to this position where the left have pushed themselves into this ridiculous corner, and if normal left-wing people didn't just go, wait a minute, you guys are nutters, we wouldn't be in this situation. Let me just say one more thing. Just Stop Oil joining up with the pro-Palestinian movement, who are getting their money from Iran, who make their money from oil. Yeah. You idiots.
And also Just Stop Oil are funded by Dale Vince. He runs Ecotricity. He makes a lot of money from green energy, so he's basically funding them to make it appear as if it's an organic street movement, and it's not. It's funded by a big capitalist who makes loads of money from green energy. And also they're all lying about the environment. They don't care about the environment. They care about leftist ideology. If you ask anybody from Just Stop Oil, should we stop the small boats? Should we reduce immigration? They'll say no. But when somebody comes from like Sierra Leone or somewhere like that to the UK, their carbon footprint goes up 150 times.
Not that matters, but to them anyway. I do think it's fascinating the way that these far-left groups all seem to gravitate towards each other. You know that if someone supports Just Stop Oil, they're also going to support the pro-Palestine marches. Yeah. They've all got like a list, a kind of shopping list of things they must support.
Even though none of the things make sense.
They don't make sense together. And I think maybe the tipping point will be the LGBTQIA plus thing. You put the LGBT stuff in the middle of a pro-Palestine demonstration, which we saw when someone tried to fly the Progress Pride flag in Trafalgar Square, and they pulled him down.
The same thing happened in Canada, and some LGBT Palestinian was speaking, and lots of Muslims were all sort of kicking off in the crowd about it.
Yeah, because Islamists don't like the gays.
Strange.
Yeah, weird that, isn't it?